You're watching Fitness Regiment, and this is a pretty random series, and it's a series on R programming, which is a programming language and a software environment for data analysis and statistics. Now, why am I doing this, first of all? Basically, I need to study this anyway, and it's useful to know, and the best way to study things is to teach them. So I'm not an expert on R, I actually don't know much about it, but I do own a book, Learning R by O'Reilly. So I'll be going through the book, and most of the stuff that I take is from the book, and I'll be doing videos on it, and hopefully it'll be easier to use, especially if you have the book, or even if you don't have the book, you can follow along since it's pretty basic stuff, and we'll learn R together. So this is the introductory video, we're not really going to cover anything. So basically I'm just going to go through and shorten what the book is saying in the introductory chapter, which is basically that R is useful in a lot of areas where statistics or data analyzing is needed, such as finance, marketing, pharmaceuticals, social sciences, etc. And the way this is going to work is that the first part of the book is going to cover how to use R, meaning that it starts from scratch. No programming experience is needed, but it may be useful because the book teaches you how to code, but it won't really delve into specifics or details or what loops are, etc. So if you don't know anything about coding or programming, it might be useful to use Google just to learn the extra stuff or to find a different source. All the chapters are listed in the book. I'm going to be going over them one by one, and I'm going to be doing a lot of exercises and such. So if you want to know what videos I'll be doing, you can check there. So the first chapter is just an introduction, which basically says that talks a little bit about R. You don't really need to know this stuff if you're just a user, but if you do want to know it, R is a scripting language, also called an interpreted language. This means that your code doesn't need to be compiled before you run it, so that's easier for us to use. It's also a high-level language, so I mean that's not really important to know, but you may be interested in that. It basically just means we can't really access the inner workings, and we're just using what they want us to use. R is basically, it's got a lot of similarities to C, C#, Java, and Lisp, and it's basically fine-tuned for statistical analysis, and it's got a lot of fun tools that are really easy to use, and matrices and vector stuff, so that's really useful. The first few chapters are really basic. We start from using it as a scientific calculator, then we move on to variables, matrices, vectors, arrays, and then there's just a long list of chapters, and it escalates really quickly. The most fun stuff is at the end, where we're going to be working on our own functions and just doing a bunch of fun stuff. Now, in the next video, which is going to be the first actual chapter, I'm going to teach you how to install, download, install R, and etc. It's open source, it's free, so that's pretty great. A lot of universities use it. I know my university uses it for statistics, and I'm not sure what else they use it for exactly, but it's really useful to know, and it's actually a pretty easy introduction to coding. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm really only doing this for myself, because I think it's a great way to learn stuff by teaching it, and what better way to teach than to make YouTube videos. Alright, other than that, thanks for watching, and in the next video we'll go over how to install R as a package and how to use it. Thanks for watching.